Chapter 3: The Executive Branch. The executive branch is another part of the U.S. government. The President of the United States is in charge of the executive branch. The Vice President, the President's Cabinet, and the executive departments are also part of this branch. During the Constitutional Convention, the founders worried that the President might have too much power. They believed in the rule of law, which means no one is above the law. This system makes sure the President has power but must still follow the law. The President's Cabinet. The executive branch includes the executive departments and agencies that are part of the federal government. These departments and agencies help the President to enforce laws, protect the country, work with other countries, and serve people in the United States. Most leaders of the executive departments are called secretaries. For example, the person who leads the Department of Homeland Security is called the Secretary of Homeland Security. These leaders are also called cabinet-level positions because they are part of the President's cabinet. A cabinet is a group of advisors. The President's cabinet advises the President. Each executive department has many smaller agencies. For example, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, is part of the Department of Justice. Another example is U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, which is part of the Department of Homeland Security. The Commander-in-Chief. The President is Commander-in-Chief of the military. Another term for the U.S. military is the U.S. Armed Forces. The U.S. Armed Forces are voluntary, and more than 2 million people serve today. For more information about the U.S. Armed Forces, please visit the U.S. Department of Defense at www.defense.gov. Voting for President. U.S. citizens vote for President in November, and the President serves for 4 years. A person can only be elected President twice. The Constitution says candidates must be at least 35 years old and a U.S. citizen at birth. Today, the two main political parties are the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Visit whitehouse.gov to see who is president now. The Vice President. The Vice President gives advice to the President and is part of the President's cabinet. The Constitution says that if the President can no longer serve, then the Vice President becomes President. To find the current Vice President, visit whitehouse.gov. If both the President and Vice President cannot serve, the Speaker of the House becomes President. To find the current Speaker of the House, visit speaker.gov.